Welcome everyone to another hotel review. I'm your hotel critic Caleb Kent, and I'm a multi-hobbyist here on YouTube. And in this review, I will be covering Disney's BoardWalk Inn. I got to stay at this property this first half of April, and here are my thoughts. Before we get started, here are some fun facts about the property. It's a convention center resort, it has 378 rooms, and it is 45 acres in size. The theme of the property is inspired after the famous turn of the 20th century boardwalks and seaside amusement. More specifically, the property was modeled after the coastal cities of Atlantic City, New Jersey, and Coney Island, New York. And you can really see that with the architecture, design, and colors of the hotel. Even though the hotel wasn't modeled after it, the property reminded me of two destinations in California that I grew up visiting for vacation: Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk and Monterey. This hotel had elements inside and out that gave off a vibe of a mix of those two places. But enough about that, for now. No doubt about it that the execution for the theme of this property was done very well, as expected with all Disney deluxe resorts. Side note, the property also accompanies Disney's Boardwalk Villas, which is a Disney Vacation Club resort that's an exclusive part of this hotel. I've said it before with the villas at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa, and I'll say it again for the villas here as well. Just like Bruno, I won't be talking about it. But hopefully one day, I'll experience it so I can review it. When arriving at the front of the property, you'll take note of the curved sign of the word Boardwalk. Now, I was already excited to stay here when walking up, but as soon as I stepped foot into the lobby, I was outstanded at the decorations and super immersed into the theme. The first thing you see is a circular ottoman with a spinning miniature model of an amusement carousel. Definitely a nice touch. And so is the horse chandelier above. On your left is the front desk, and man, this portion of the hotel is fancy. The paintings, the furniture, the chandeliers, the decorations, and the architect design on the walls assure you that you chose a great Disney property to stay at. And don't forget the miniature vintage amusement park model. It's such a neat touch to the lobby. This is one of the best designed Disney hotel lobbies I've seen so far. On the right is a hallway that also has some decoration. Anyway, the hallway leads down to what I theorize is a space you can reserve for parties or events. There's a patio outside with it, and as long as it's not being actively used for an event, I'd say it's a great place to relax or get work done. So yeah, the inside portion of the hotel is pretty lavish. When you walk down the stairs and step out the door, or from the lobby patio and walk down the stairs, you find yourself in a small courtyard with some trees. And it's a cute little area, I guess. Just kidding. It is. There is no guessing here. When you walk towards the boardwalk, you will be greeted by the view of the water and shops on your left and right. The boardwalk is an amazing place to be present in. Even if you aren't staying here, I'd recommend checking it out because it's just so nice. It looks good in all directions, and it's even better under the right weather conditions. It still looks good when cloudy, but extra nice when it's sunny out. There are 3 pools here at this resort. There's one in a courtyard, and while I'm talking about this specific courtyard, it may not compare to the boardwalk, but it's still a pretty area of the property. Anyway, there's another pool at the community hall area of the property, and then you have the main pool here, which is really where all the buzz is with all the hotel's recreational activities. This is what is known as the Luna Park pool, and my golly, this is sick. There's a carousel-themed pool bar, a decently sized and interestingly shaped pool, and the coolest part, a wooden coaster-themed water slide. It's supposed to be reminiscent of the roller coaster Coney Island Cyclone, but it reminded me of Giant Dipper personally. But yeah, the pool design looks amazing here, especially with the color schemes of the building that surrounds it. Overall, the exterior look of the hotel is outstanding, and Disney used every detail they could think of when designing this. As far as dining goes, there's only 2 in the actual hotel, and that's Carousel Coffee, which is a breakfast bakery located in the lobby, and the pool bar located at the Luna Park pool, which is known as Leaping Horse Libations. Everything else is located on the boardwalk. There's Flying Fish, which is a bit pricey, but it seems fancy. Next door is a bar called Abracadabra. Abracadabar? That was a little hard to pronounce. Which I got to see inside since my mom and sister were hanging out there, and it seems like a good time. Then there's an Italian place called Trattoria al Forno, which you can dine in or mobile order to go. Then there's a quick service pizza place called Pizza Window. In front is a margarita stand called Boardwalk Joe's Marvelous Margaritas. And then there's your mobile order restaurant called Boardwalk Deli, which I ordered from and had a roasted turkey sandwich, which was adequate for me. And finally, right by is an ice cream shop. There's also a cake bake shop, but it's still under construction at the time this video was made. Needless to say, you've got a decent variety of dining options to choose. But if you want more variety in dining, then I'd say Disney Springs is your best call. The property is located right next to Epcot and not too far a walk from Disney's Hollywood Studios. Like all the Disney World properties, the hotel offers Disney bus transportation to take you to the theme parks and Disney Springs. But the BoardWalk has access to friendship boat rides that will take you to Epcot and Disney's Hollywood Studios. And while it is relaxing and you get some amazing and grand views of the property, and I recommend simply doing it for the experience, it's not the fastest form of transportation. The Friendship Boat Route goes in a repeated cycle from Epcot to the BoardWalk, then Disney's Yacht and Beach Club Resort, then Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin Hotel, and then Disney's Hollywood Studios. And then it goes back the same way it came, but in reversed order. Epcot is literally right there, so I'd say walking is the best form of transportation to get you there. And for Disney's Hollywood Studios, I'd personally just recommend taking the Disney Skyliner from Epcot, unless you get freaked out on gondolas, in which case, I'd take the boat. But whether the Friendship Boat is faster or slower, there is no doubt about it that it's a great way to relax and take in the environment around you. So here's the thing about the rooms. Before the current and undergoing renovations that the hotel is experiencing, I was not eager to stay here because the rooms here used to look like this. It wasn't the ugliest room I've seen, but it had a vibe that I was not a fan of. But now that the rooms look like this, I was ready to book a stay here. When heading to your room, you'll take note of how in touch this hotel is with the theme by looking at the wall designs. Anyway, as you make your way to your room, you'll open the door and be amazed at the elegance of the room. The yellow and white color patterns are set up perfectly to help you relax, and there are so many subtle things in this room that really add to your experience. The paintings, the curtain, the chair lamp and bed lamps, the background on the coffee stand wall, and the surfboard-shaped mirrors on the cabinet doors. And I love the headboard of the beds, as well as the vintage decorative pillows. You really cannot help but admire how lovely this room was done. And the couch in the room converts into a twin bed for an extra person staying in the room. And I had this to say.
Okay, I don't know if you can tell, but this is quite spacious if you ask me. It is crazy how much extra space there is in this entire area. Like, seriously. You could have added a coffee table here or something. One that's removable, that is.
After looking at other pictures of the room, I later realized that this room must have had extra space that the others do not have. Either way, it was still a nice room, and it actually made the room more spacious than it would have been already. The bathroom is a bit on the blander side for a Disney resort in my opinion, but it's got enough details to keep me from yapping nonstop about it. Sorry I had to say something that nitpicky, but I am a critic. It's kind of my job. But I gotta say, I like the blue dots on the shower tile walls, and the painting next to the sink adds to the look of it. And finally, the best part of the room is the balcony. This is especially nice if you book a room with a view of the water.
Let me tell you, this would not be a bad view to walk out, hang out, relax, or wake up to.
You get great views of the boardwalk and the water, and it looks so beautiful. I'm super glad that I chose to spend more for something as luxurious as this, and it even looks great at nighttime. Not a bad view to fall asleep looking at as you fall asleep after a long day at the parks. I swear, this room was done very well. It's relaxing, it's fancy, it's spacious, and it's just a room that you'll look forward to coming back to, especially after walking all day and enjoying yourself at the parks. And I think the newly renovated rooms here look a lot better than this. The only con to address about this place is that it costs an average of somewhere around $700 a night, and it would have been more expensive for me since I booked a room with a view of the water, but as a Walt Disney World pass holder, I was able to get 35% off. I still paid an arm and a leg for it, but considering how nice the property was and how much it would have cost me had I not been able to get that kind of discount, I personally think I got a good deal. That's coming from me, by the way. I encourage you to make up your own mind about that. But as far as legitimate cons to complain about during my experience, there were none detected. This property was an amazing place to stay at and experience here at Disney World for me. In conclusion, if you are looking for a Disney World property with luxury, relaxing vibes all around, convenience with location, and just a good experience in general, this is definitely a good pick. But if you are on a lower budget or don't really prioritize luxury for what you spend per night, then I would choose another property to stay at. Not only was this place a bit nostalgic for me, it just had great theming, It's beautifully decorated, it's designed very well, it's elegant inside, and it's just a fancy place overall. And I love how close it is to Epcot and Disney's Hollywood Studios, and the forms of transportation offered to get you there. I was hesitant to stay here at first, but now that I have when the rooms are newly renovated, it has officially earned a spot on my hotel revisit bucket list. Plus, I also need to check out the villas here. And as I keep checking off more properties on my list, there is no doubt in my mind that I'll come and stay here again one day. If you stay here, do not waste any moments you have and utilize them to enjoy what this amazing hotel has to offer. And just like the Terminator, I'll be back. And so, after everything I've said, Disney's BoardWalk Inn gets a final score of 94 out of 100. Thank you for watching this hotel review, and I will catch you all next time. Over and out, on to the outro.
Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to go check out some other videos that I have made, you're just one click on the channel icon away from doing so. If you want to find me on social media, I'm on Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat. They're listed right up. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share if you wish to do so. And if you are or will be a returning viewer, I will see you in the next video. Have an amazing day.